Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mello.
And I am Ninong.
And we are back for episode
two.
Two. Yes, I did not think this would be possible, but thanks to all of your support and feedback, we are here to give our thoughts on matters of the heart and maybe later on
Of the mind.
of the mind. Yes.
And soul.
And soul.
And possibly bones.
Okay, let's not go there. The fun part about this week is that we now finally have a name for the show.
Yes!
And it is the Fairly Godfathers. Why are we called the Fairly Godfathers? Ninong, take it away.
Well, first of all, Ninong is the Tagalog for Godfather, so that is applicable. Mello and I are here for you. We are here to give advice, but we are not your parents. We can't tell you what to do. So you just have to take our advice and
See where it goes.
see where it goes. And we are the Fairly Godfathers because we're not really your godfathers.
Not legally nor by blood or any binding.
Any binding contract whatsoever. But for future reference, we can call you godchildren, godchild, godkids.
We'll figure that out along the way. So
Yeah.
another announcement is that we now have a sponsor for episode 2.
Woo!
Woo! Thank you so much. With that in mind, if you would like to sponsor episode 3 or the succeeding episodes, do hit me up at my email, which is melo.lazatin@gmail.com, and we can discuss what needs to be discussed right there. So, last week, we touched upon the concept of turning someone down in the most graceful of manners without destroying that person's humanity. And that was supposed to be the job of the emperor. And this week, that is exactly what we will be talking about. This episode of The Fairly Godfathers is brought to you by Alice and Rabbit's Shop. For all your cosplay contact lens needs, head on to www.aliceandrabbitshop.com. Check the description for a link to the website.
And we're back. So just like last episode, we need to define the terms and the scope of limitations of this thing so that we are all in the same page and there's no confusion whatsoever. There's only one turn to discuss, and that's turning down someone. It is to reject someone's romantic advances towards you because you do not feel the same way and you cannot reciprocate. It does not include breakups because a breakup entails that both parties were already romantically linked and reciprocation was involved. Maybe next time we can discuss it, but for now, let us focus on the non-reciprocal part of the act of rejecting someone.
Yes, sir, and we have done our research because personal experience was not enough in
And
this
not enough,
case.
really.
So this is the time I go. Thank you so much to everyone that has shared their thoughts with regards to this topic. This episode would not be possible at all if not for you. And after collating all of the data, it all boils down to 4 points. And these 4 points were mentioned by one of the people we interviewed. And I would like to thank her personally along with Ninong. Thank you, Tinka. You have made our jobs a whole lot easier.
Tinka Herrera, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
And a very lovely lady.
Yes.
With that, we go on to the 4 points that she mentioned.
First point is to be kind, which is very important. Second, it is to annihilate all hope. It sounds very drastic if you think about it, but it is very necessary for you to do this. Third is to tell the person concisely why it won't work. Ideally, it should be just one sentence. And the fourth one is the golden rule.
Remember, the fourth one and the first one are essentially the same. This is because due to the nature of the act, it is very, very important to keep these 2 things in mind. Now, we have mentioned what these 4 are, so let's head on to discussing each and every single one. First of all, be kind.
This is the part where we take our beating hearts out and present them to you, our audience, because that's how much we love you. We're gonna share our rejection stories, and I have, in my experience, very bad rejection stories. I had good ones as well, and I would like to thank the girls who rejected me properly. Thank you, girls, because you have left me with dignity, and I have stories that I can tell to my audience right now.
And as much as I hate to admit it, I have my own stories, and Depending on the time we have with the episode, I may or may not actually share it. So I hope that yours will be very enlightening. And thank you for, throwing your heart out there. And you may now put it back in your chest because it's bleeding all over my floor. Thank you.
So of course everything starts with a girl, and there's this girl I like. Let's just call her Manila. Manila is very pretty, and she is crush ng bayan. Crush ng bayan meaning she is very popular.
Everyone likes her.
Everyone likes her. And so I confessed to this girl, and she turned me down, which is okay because, as we have said before, we are not entitled to anything. Even if we do a lot of things for this girl, it is her option to turn us down. But it's the way that she turned me down that hurt me very much. It was, it's very hard for me to,
Yeah.
to tell this story. It hurt so much.
It's fine.
It's fine. So yeah, she shouted "Asapa" in front of the whole class. Asapa means keep on dreaming, dream on.
Yeah.
It's very It's very hurtful to say that thing. But after that, I became an emotional tank. I became the I became the Spartan of all emotional scars and stuff. You can't even hurt me, If you can say "Asapa" in front of my face, is that all you can do, Saruman? Can't touch this, man. So thank you, Manila, for breaking my heart in the worst way possible, because that became my baptism of fire, and now I am an emotional titan.
Wow. Okay. One, I am very thankful that that is not my story. Two, I am very glad that you are now a Spartan
Emotionally Spartan.
emotionally Spartan-like, because that is, wow, that's painful. So that is why we have to repeat the first and fourth point. Remember, you're dealing with someone, you're dealing with a real person, and they have their own emotions. So remember, be kind, and never forget the golden rule. And secondly, is to annihilate all hope. Oh my god, this is the part where I have to share my story now. To annihilate all hope when you are being turned down is very important, especially for me. As for the why, it's because it actually allows me to properly identify where I stand. At least I know that it is not going to happen. There is nothing vague about what was stated, and I know what to do after that. It sucks to be in that position, but if anything, it gives me a clear-cut path to move on. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pleasant for the first couple of, days, weeks, months. But still, at least I know, and it is clear that there is nothing that will come of this. Another is the fact that, you don't keep someone on the hook, meaning you let them go completely. You don't keep them as backup. You don't keep them as your what ifs. You let go. And for the person that was turned down, hey, it's better than being stuck in the friend zone, right?
And just like Pat Benatar's song, love is a battlefield. Because love is definitely a battlefield.
Go Ninong, your vocabulary is so awesome.
Yes, I am a man of few words because real men don't use a lot of words.
We use our biceps.
And our actions. Anyway, love is a battlefield, and your suitor is a man lying on the ground bleeding with his guts spilled out. The nice thing to do is the coup de grace. Just kill them outright, metaphorically. Not, don't kill them. Just just end it nicely, cleanly. Give them a dignified death. That's what I was trying to say. A dignified refusal that their feelings are not reciprocated by you.
The third and final point is to tell the person concisely why it will not work, ideally in one sentence, according to our friend Tinka. Personally, I agree with this because I would like to know why it's not going to work out. And 2, I want it to be straight to the point. An example she gave out was, I don't think it will work out because I find you annoying, actually. Sorry. So basically, it's telling the person in one line why you think it's not going to work out.
And I think with regards to this format, it is also important to be honest. You know, say what you mean and mean what you say. Actually, we have a song for this. We just made it up.
And this is the part we start losing audience members here.
Because we can't sing to save our lives.
We cannot.
Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, go.
Honesty is the best policy. Honesty
is the best policy.
Why did we do that? And with that, we have just lost the respect of our audience, provided that any of them respected us in the first place. All right, guys, we'll be honest. We had to pause the podcast recording because we had to compose ourselves, especially after what we just pulled off a while ago. Ninong will be sharing his final thoughts on the matter, and we will be wrapping this up right about now.
So, guys, girls, and everything in between, remember that a proper turn down gives a person a smoother transition from which they can move on. So remember these 4 points when turning someone down. And as for moving on, we're gonna discuss it next episode.
As for episode 3, it's something that's very close to my heart, and I will share everything I know. Mind you, this is just how I deal with things, but you guys will find out next time.
It is very close to my heart too, because moving on is one of the topics that I usually discuss with my friends.
And we would now like to take this opportunity to thank the ladies and gentlemen that shared their thoughts with us during the production of this episode. Namely, Tinka. Thank you so much for making this happen. If not for you, episode 2 may have been a little more confusing for everyone.
Yes, and to our viewers, well, they're not viewers for now. For now. You are listeners, but we would like to thank you all the same. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them to
my ask.fm account, which is ask.fm/mtlazatine, or my email, which is melo.lazatine@gmail.com. If you would like to stay updated to the Fairly Godfathers, do follow me at my Twitter, which is at mtlazatine. Once again, we are
the Fairly Godfathers.
I am Melo.
And I am Nino.
And we're gonna give you advice you can't refuse.
Honesty
is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy.